having those kind of structured approaches. I'm an engineer, so it really speaks to me. But
Exactly. Yeah.
but if you can give people, a framework to work within, I think that really helps. People know what they're there to do and know how things work, and helps towards their happiness. People just want to know what good people know want to know what the target is, and they'll go for it.
Right. And you found the good people. I mean, and that's one thing actually we didn't touch on too much, which is a huge business justification, is retention.
Yeah.
Right? People are happy if you've made them happy. If they're happy working for you, if they're engaged in their job, they don't leave. And we're in this place right now in this industry that has 0%, literally 0% unemployment in technology. Any one of the guys that work on my team can get hired by an enterprise system, and they can make and we pay very competitively higher than most MSPs. But they can get, enterprise will hire them. But they will sit at a desk, they won't matter, they'll have a number, and they'll wait for stuff to break. And that is what their job is going to be. They stay with Pace because of the way that they are engaged with the company itself. So when I go to a peer meeting, which we do, I have a phone call weekly, and we go 4 times a year to this huge peer meeting in Philadelphia, and I listen to these people talk about the problems that they are having with hiring the right people for the right jobs, and seeing that Pace does not have those issues. The people that have left, we've asked them to leave in the past 2 years. And, even though there's a ton of opportunities out there, people just aren't leaving. And, I'm going to knock wood when I say that, but I know why that is. And that's just like, speaking to what Ray has said, it's getting the right people and it's treating them properly. So, and that's just a basic justification for why employee engagement is so necessary. These peer groups that I sat at, I was like, guys, seriously, I hear you all complaining about this. I hear you all complaining about your clients not being happy. I hear you all complaining that people are leaving your companies. You can fix it. You could ramp up your hiring. You could read every book in the world. You could hire recruiters. You could do all of these things. Go ahead. But if you fix your employee engagement, all of that goes away. And I'm not telling you that because it's an airy-fairy thing. I'm telling you because I'm here, and I know that that's the way it is. So I've got to make a note of that book too. The first one you said, Who? Because I've heard about that. I've just never read it. Kyle, what do you got? What's inspired you?
For those who are listening and not watching, Shal is so passionate that he keeps smashing around his microphone.
I know. I keep smashing my microphone. Is it making a noise? Because I can't hear it making a noise.
No, it's not making a noise.
Okay.
No, it's just purely passion coming through. Ray, scaling up, just moving to a virtual work environment and having some form of meeting rhythm that works for an organization is something that we've really taken away from that book. The book that I personally kind of built my original foundation from was an Everyone Culture. It's a book out of Harvard. A couple of professors from Harvard did that, and it was about building a deliberately developmental organization. But really, it's about who is coming to work and how do they show up, in the sense of do people have to come in and kind of hide themselves, hide those vulnerabilities, hide their weaknesses, hide the things that they kind of are worried about, the things that they think might get them fired, or can they come in and be expressed and be themselves and be free? And so that was kind of the cornerstone of the book. And so, I mean, that's my answer in a nutshell. But then we've, utilized and evolved tools like the Colby assessment. If anybody uses that, it's really about how you do things. And what we discovered going through these exercises is that, people think they might be, I'm bad, right? That's my language. I'm bad at creating a structure. If somebody, was to say, here, create a process to do something, A to Z, that is something that I could do, but it would probably take me a long time. I'd be miserable, and I would fall asleep many times over, and I'd make some errors as I go. And so I always had it that I was bad at it, but really it's just not how I naturally would do something, how I would naturally solve a problem. So similar to what Kumar's sharing about getting people in the right seats, doing the right things, like doing the things that actually empower them and lift them up. is that. And so instead, you know, we deploy our team or put teams together that fit who they are and fit what they naturally like to do, out of something like the Colby. But the and everyone culture is really my foundational book, and then things all kind of built from there.
Very cool. That's another one, obviously, I have to hit. For us,